Hello friends, today we are going to be looking into authorization type. In this video, we are going to be find answer for difference between basic authentication and preemptive authentication. So first I am going to be tell you brief introduction of these two types of authentication. Then I will be show you programmatically how we can use these two types of authentication in Rest Assured. Okay. First, what is basic authentication? So the authentication is nothing but it is verifying your username and password with your request. This is the basic authentication. Where can I enter basic authentication? Once you can open Postman, there we can see one drop down under authorization tab. We have to select basic authentication value in that drop down list. Okay, I'll show you. Open your Postman. Click on this one. This is the request header body. Here we can see authorization tab. Here we can find different type of authorization type is available. Here we can select basic authentication. So once we can select this basic authentication, here we have to enter username and password. So which request URL required this username password, based on that you have to give here. Okay. Next, how to access authenticated URL using basic authentication. Here I am going to be take this first URL. Already I pasted in my notepad. I just copy. Open your Postman. Here I have to paste that URL. Then I can. Already I choose the basic authentication, but I didn't enter username and password. Okay, without entering this username password, I just hit this URL. Let's see what is the response we are getting on authorization, because for this your request URL we have selected basic authentication, right? So once you can selected this basic authentication, you should give username and password, then only you will be get the right response. Okay, here we can see 401 on authorization error we are getting. Okay, so here I am going to be given Postman. The password is Postman, sorry, password. Okay, now I am going to and be hit this URL after entering right username and password. Okay, see authenticated true. So successfully it will be authenticated, which is verified your username and password. Once successfully verified, then the server will give you the right response, which is the status code 200. Okay, next I will show you how to use this basic authentication in Rest Assured. I just to open my Eclipse, I'm going to be create class under API testing.com package. The class name is basic auth. Here I'm going to be create one method, public void verify basic authentication. Okay. In this method I'm going to be define test annotation. So here successfully we created class and method. First I'm going to be store that request URL inside string request URL equal to that URL. What is the URL? This is the request URL, right? I'm going to be take this URL, store here. Next, I'm going to be define request specification. HTTP request equal to, I'm going to be implement rest assured dot given. So here first I'm going to be verify the status code without given username and password. First we have to verify what is the response we are getting. Okay, after passing this request URL without authentication. Okay, response called HTTP request dot get URL request URL, right? Passing here int status code equal to response dot get status code. This is the method we are going to be used for getting the status code. Okay, So here I'm going to be print status code, okay. The same way I'm going to be print response body, which is this one. I just to remove this username, password, everything. Again, I have to hit this URL. So here I'm going to be get 401 status code, and this is the response body we are getting, right? So the same way, when I try to execute this test method, we will get the same output, okay. Here response body. So response dot body dot as string, because this body is string only, does not contain any object, does not contain any array. Simply it will be print one string value. So that reason I just given response body as a string. So what are the body will get? Simply you can print whole body, okay. Now I'm going to be execute this one. Let's see what is the output we are getting. Here I didn't mention any username, password. I just verify what output we are getting. See, 401 status code unauthorized, because this request URL asking you just entered your username and password. That time only we will get the right status code, which is 200, okay. Without given this credential, does not server give you the right response, okay. Here I'm going to be show you how we can use basic authentication. After given, you can remove the semicolon, put dot authentication. This is the authentication specification. Next, what type of authentication you are going to be use? Basic. So here see lot of different type of authentication available. Authorization header. So here you can see this is the drop down values will be displayed, right? The same value to be displayed here also. So here, which is the value you are going to be choose? Basic authentication, right? I'm going to be choose basic one. What is the username? Postman. What is the password? Password. Now I am providing this credential for this request URL. Let's see what is the output we are getting. Before I just show you in Postman the same way. Postman, the password is password. Hit this send button. Now you can see 200. Okay, the status code we are getting and authenticated true. So successfully the username and password verified by the server. Then the server will give you the response. Okay. The same way I'm going to be verify what is the output we are getting. Okay. Let's see. See, the status code is 200. The response body is authenticated true. So it is successfully authenticated. So this is the way you have to use basic authentication in REST Assure. Next, I'm going to be tell you what is the drawbacks of using this basic authentication. Drawbacks. So what are the username and password you are given for the request URL? Those information is sent over the network as a clear text. This information is encoded with base 64 encoding, and also it is an unencrypted format. If any of the data unencrypted format means we can easily decode those information, which means we can easily attacked by the third party, and also it is very vulnerable to replay attacks. This is the major disadvantages using this basic authentication. Now I'm going to be tell you what is this base 64 encoding. I just show to you inside Postman. So after entering username and password, we can see that base 64 encoding format inside header. See, automatically will be updated as a key and value authorization base. This is the base 64 format. Okay, the password will be updated as a unencrypted text. Okay, we can easily decode it. After taking this code, the random text, we can easily convert it as a decoded format. This is the way it is telling us a base 64. Okay, in this way we are going to be prefer preemptive authentication. So what is preemptive authentications? So this is it is not used by default by HTTP function. First I'm going to be tell you non-preemptive authentication, that time you will be understand easily. What is non-preemptive authentication? If you given the request URL without any authentication information, which means without given any username and password, what happened? You are getting 401 on authorization error, right? That is before we seen, right? So if I am not given username and password, hit this URL, what happened? We are getting 401 unauthorization error, right? So this is the way it is telling here. Okay, this is the first step. What is the second step? Authentication information. Then we are going to be give the right credential, which is authentication information, username and password. Then we will get the responses here 200. Okay, right? Next, the final one, this two-step approach is considered safer as only servers that require authentication are getting credential, right? After completed these two steps only, the server will confirm, okay, your username and password verified successfully. So that reason I will give you the 200 response, right? Then why do we use preemptive authentication? Some servers do not allow the second step and close the connection after responding with the 401. So please remember here, second step. What is the second step we are following here? We are given authentication. After we are getting 200, after given credential, we are getting 200, right? Sometime that credential does not accepted by server. In that case, did not provide any authentication. That time the preemptive authentication we are given. What the preemptive authentication doing here? Because here the preemptive authentication, the credential are already sent with the initial request. I just give you the on a simple way, that time you will be understand. A client may preemptively send the corresponding authorization header with request, which means preemptively. So previous itself. So precautions way. So advanced way, the preemptive authentication will send you the credential information to the server before. Before getting that unauthorization challenges, advancedly those information sent to the server. So this is the way the preemptive authentication doing. So here it is avoiding for getting another challenges from the server. So because whenever we are getting that 401, each and every time getting the same response from the server, right? So this is some challenges. For avoiding the next time challenges, advanced way, the preemptively give you the username and password to the server. Okay, what is preemptive authentication? This is the enabled within HTTP client. Okay, so it is reducing the overhead of making the connections, because how the server will connect, how the server will reply to you, the client requesting one information. So all the information verified by the server, if it is correct, then only the server give you the right response, right? If in case unauthorization response means what happen, it is again will give you the same result, right? This kind of overhead of the connections, for this time it is reducing this time of headache. The preemptive authentication will give you the right credential and right username and password to the server initial stage onwards before getting the challenges. Okay, real time scenario. So that time you will be understand. So here some cases the server configured to retrieve a login form inside of the challenges response. What is the login form? Username and password, right? Sometimes we are getting the challenges response. What is the challenges response? 401 unauthorization, right? For this reason, the library provides preemptive directive that we can use. This is the way, okay? So here the only way, avoid complications and the overhead of making a additional request. So here there is no need to given the additional request. So if you are using preemptive directly, it is very helpful reducing the timeout connections. It is directly hit the server quickly respond to you. Compare them to basic authentication. So that reason we are using primitive authentication. Okay. I just showed to you how to use preemptive authentication here. Okay. Open Eclipse. So already I explained to you how to use authentication, right? So before basic this keyword, I just use preemptive. Okay. So then you have to give basic. Okay. Before given this credential, I just use this preemptive keyword, which is the server will give you the quick response to the client. So once you can move on cursor in this preemptive method, here you can see returns the preemptive authentication view. This means that authentication details are sent in the request header regardless if the server has challenged for authentication or not. So this is the use of we are using. So the simply I'm going to be tell you timeout connection. So without giving any challenges, quickly we are getting the response from the server. Okay. So now I'm going to be execute the same test. Let's see what is the output we are getting. 200 and authenticated true. Okay. So in some case, when you are working in your company side, after hitting this basic authentication with your username and password, sometimes you are getting 401. So what happened? The basic authentication does not properly verified your username and password by the server. So that time you can use this preemptive. What happened? You are not getting any challenges behavior from the server. Okay. This preemptive avoiding the overhead of the connection, which is the timeout connection. Okay. Thank you guys.